How could Chloe be still alive, even if I chose to sacrifice her? What more did we learn in the reveal stream of Life is Strange Reunion? Stay around to find out. Okay, so in my previous video, I talked about the reveal trailer of the upcoming Life is Strange game, Reunion. I analyzed what we could see in this trailer and also tried to notice and point out some important details. The trailer analysis video is still pretty recent, so if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you to do so. It will give you the important context for the video you're watching right now. And if you like it, you can press that like button or leave a comment there as well. It would greatly help this channel with the algorithm. I will leave the link in the video description. I will also leave their links for the official reveal stream, which I recommend you to watch as well. You can see there the reveal trailer and also the reveal show, which I will analyze in this video. As you already figured out, there will be major spoilers for Life is Strange Double Exposure and Reunion. With that being said, let's dive into analyzing the reveal show of Life is Strange Reunion. So, at the start of the reveal show, we got a little throwback at some moments from Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm, with the official commentary. This was followed by a few more clips from Life is Strange Reunion. We could see Max and Chloe laughing near the lakeshore. And moments later, we're back at Caledon University during the Inferno. Then a scene with Chloe where we can see a transition from the Blackwell Academy bathroom to Caledon. We can clearly see a path to the Overlook behind Chloe. And this is clearly the fireplace from Max's house. Chloe says,
"Not again. It keeps getting worse."
And this can show us that Chloe's visions are getting worse and more intense. We may not know where she is while having this vision, but she is clearly concerned a lot. We can then see new parts of the campus at Caledon, and also our good old SnappingTurtle, where we can even play as Chloe. Then a little demonstration of Max using her rewind power, and also Chloe with her backtalk ability, while trying to solve the mystery of the fire that will happen in a few days. After this intro, we can finally see both guests of the reveal show, Telle, the actress for Max Caulfield, and Rhianna DeVries, the actress for Chloe Price from Life is Strange Before the Storm. Some people may be sad that Ashley Burch wasn't asked to return, and I understand you. Ashley was really amazing, and for most of us, it was our first Chloe Price. But I still have to admit that Rhianna did a great job as well, and I believe that she will be amazing Chloe in Life is Strange Reunion. Then we get an explanation that Chloe has come to Max because she is suffering from these intense visions and impossible memories. We can see Chloe seeing her dead self lying near the Arcadia Bay lighthouse. She can also see Safi in her visions. Rhianna then interrupts Hannah because there is now a much more important question, which needs to be answered first.
I know like half the people watching this right now are probably thinking, wait, what the hell? My Chloe's dead.
And this is a great question. Statistics show us that when it comes to Bay versus Bay choice, it's around 50-50. And in Reunion, Chloe returns no matter what. However, your Bay versus Bay choice will affect the dialogue between Max and Chloe here, and maybe even much more in the game. We don't know anything more yet. Then we can take a look at the mentioned dialogue if we decided to sacrifice Chloe.
What else do you see in your visions besides her?
Me? Dying on the Blackwell bathroom floor. I know it's not real, but it feels so...
Chloe then asks Max if she died, and Max explains to her that she saved Chloe, and when the storm came, she asked Max to go back and undo it.
This is bad. Reality isn't supposed to work like this. I'm...
Max is just glad that Chloe is alive, but Chloe doesn't understand how can she be here with Max right now. Max then asks Chloe if the vision started near Christmas. She asks this because this was the time when Safi lost control of her powers and for a few days there were two separate timelines. She then realizes that by merging the dead world and the living world, she may have merged more than she intended. Hannah then also explains that by merging those two realities, Max also merged alternate realities where Chloe either lived or died. We can then see the same scene, but this time when Max sacrificed Arcadia Bay.
What else do you see in your visions besides her?
A storm destroying Arcadia Bay. And my mom's grave. I know the town is fine and my mom's alive, but it feels so...
Max gets confused because Chloe says that the town is safe and her mom is alive. Max then says that there definitely was a storm and that Chloe's mom, Joyce, died. But here, things get a little messy because Chloe shows us a photo of her and Joyce from a month ago. And now, even I am totally confused, especially in this case where Max sacrificed Arcadia Bay. The thing is that when we sacrifice Chloe, now there's only one Chloe, which appeared from the merged timeline. But when we play double exposure, while also saving Chloe, our Chloe is still alive. She is traveling, posting on social network, and she also texts Max whether she is okay after the storm in Hellerton. So as far as I know, we have two possibilities here. The first is that we now have two Chloes in this merged world. The first being our Chloe from Sacrifice Arcadia Bay choice, and the second Chloe from this merged timeline. This would be the final split from the comic books, where we had a rule that there can be only one living variant of a person in one timeline. Max could travel to Chloe and Rachel's timeline only because she was already dead there, probably thanks to Nathan or Jefferson. Or maybe this merge worked differently on Chloe? Meaning that for her, it didn't end up like, oh, I'm alive and Arcadia Bay is gone, or I am dead but the town is still safe. Instead it looks like, I'm alive, the town is safe, and everything else is just a weird vision. This part is really confusing to me, and I can't wait to see how they will handle it. Because, let's be honest, this is a very important question that needs to be answered. Otherwise, we might end up with a confusing story, just like in Double Exposure. Then we can see a bunch of choices from Life is Strange 1 and Double Exposure, specifically about Max's relationships. These choices involve friends versus romance choice, with characters like Chloe, Amanda, and Vin. The other choice is whether we supported Safi at the end of Double Exposure or if we refused her offer. And last but not least, our Bay versus Bay choice. Hannah explains that depending on our choices, we'll get a different branching dialogues in Life is Strange Reunion. What makes me curious is that when we are on these 5 choices, we are on page 5 out of 5? Meaning that there might be still 4 other pages before coming to these choices? Or maybe it shows us how many choices have been already chosen, and when we get to this point without choosing anything, we will have 0 out of 5 shown there? It is a little confusing, but here at least, I have no doubt that we will know once we play this game. And it seems that Roman's Chloe option might have a really strong impact to the story, according to this boat short clip. Hannah also explains that you get to navigate their story, whether they reconnect as best friends or romantic partners. We can again see campus, while Max is thinking that if she tried to warn everyone, no one would probably believe her, and they would just think that she is crazy. Which is weird, because as we know, at least a few people from Hellerton already know about her powers. So at least for now, this seems as a little plot hole, which I hope that will be solved well. Hannah and Rhianna then explain that the stakes are huge because Max's friends and students can actually die in the fire, and that's why Max jumps back through a Polaroid photo. And this is something that you also noticed in comments of my previous video. It's really weird, because as we know, Max really can jump back into past by a photo, but she is there only for a limited time. And this again seems like a potential plot hole, which I hope that will be explained well. My theory is that maybe Max's powers evolved and got stronger, or maybe she learned to control them so well that she doesn't have to return to the moment she traveled from? Again, I don't know, but these two explanations seems like the most probable. You will better understand why in a few moments. The next bunch of clips focuses on Max's rewind power. We can see Max and Moses experimenting with rewind in Moses' office. This is followed by Max being on the snowy Overlook and trying to use probably her rewind power again. And then she's back in Moses' office. He welcomes her back, probably after traveling back by photo. This suggests that Max is really getting much better in using her powers. Then a scene in some basement with some kind of religious or maybe even occult stuff. I think that this place is clearly connected to Abraxas. And by the way, when I mentioned Abraxas in my previous video, I didn't notice that there was another message behind the statue saying Abraxas remembers. There really might be some kind of serious conflict between Abraxas and somebody else. Thank you for noticing this and telling us about this in the comment. Alright, back to the basement. Max is there with Loretta. Max wants to look around, but Loretta comes back running to tell Max that the door is locked. Max then realizes that someone else must be there. We can then see a door stuck by a crowbar. Some people on the other side are complaining that someone must have locked it while running through before, and that they will give the all clear signal. We can then hear,
"Charges set. Detonation commencing."
Loretta is scared because the house is about to be detonated. Max then tells her that she will disable the charges, and the run against the clock is starting. Luckily, Max has her good old rewind power, and she's able to save both her and Loretta. But in this scene, I have to pause for a few moments and again mention Abraxas, because seeing this suggests us that Abraxas really isn't just some kind of society for only top-level students. This is clearly a sign that Abraxas is even more fanatic, maybe even occult. Because weird symbols on the floor, creepy basement, masks to hide their faces. This is definitely not just some club for talented students. Maybe Abraxas is some kind of sect that is trying to get rid of people with powers? And now that they know that Max and Safi have powers, they are starting a war against them? In Double Exposure, Abraxas was shown as just some group of students that didn't matter to the story at all. In Reunion, they seem to be much more important. Not sure whether in the way I would like them to be. And also, where is Diamond? We didn't see her neither in the reveal trailer nor in the reveal show. Did Abraxas already get rid of her? Seems that we have to just wait and see. But also, I have to mention one more thing in this scene. Loretta seems really surprised about how Max wants to disable, or how she disabled the charges. Is it possible that she doesn't know about Max's rewind power? Do people know only about her temporary power to travel between worlds, or about time traveling through photos? One way or another, it seems to me that she should trust Max more. But this may not be a plot hole. It might be just Loretta really scared for her life. In the next few clips, we are reminded once again how Max's rewind power works, specifically with the events when you have to think fast and act even faster. Then, back in Moses' office, Max and Moses are experimenting with her rewind power once again.
You just love watching me break things for science.
I know I won't remember it, but I still love watching it.
We can also see Max stopping Moses' kettle to catch fire.
Max, why'd you leave the X? What happened?
Fire happened.
Whoa. And I was just gonna let it spark. Well, thank you, teleporting Max.
And here, another interesting thing that could tell us more about Max's powers. We can see a whiteboard in Moses' office with some observations and notes about Max's powers. The title says Time Dojo, which probably means that Max and Moses are experimenting with rewind for quite some time. I tried to transcript what is written on the board, but sometimes it was harder to read, so I hope that it will not have many mistakes. On the left side, we can see 3 sections: Safe, Untested, and Avoid. In the Safe section, there are 4 points: Rewinding, 5 minutes or less, Rewinding with objects, Small changes made in the past, and Rewinding in front of others. In the bracket, we can see a question that many Life is Strange fans asked so many times. Why don't people notice when Max teleports? And after that, other 2 questions: perceptual completion, the influence of schemas. Honestly, I have no idea what those 2 terms mean, so if anyone knows, please let us know in the comments. This section showed us what Max and Moses proved to be safe while using Rewind. In the Untested section, there is timeline shifting and also a note saying no evidence of other timelines seen since the merge. It seems that Max might be planning to test traveling between 2 timelines, but she for some reason couldn't or didn't yet. Maybe she didn't see yet any of those blue and orange lights which worked as a doorway into the dead and the living world. The Avoid section contains photo jumping and large changes made in the past. Max is clearly aware of the risks caused by traveling back by a photo or making large changes. The section on the right is more difficult to read, but I still tried it. We can't see the title of the section, but the points there say Fast Forward, probably meaning that Max might be able to use her power to make time go faster as well. Or maybe it means that when Max uses Rewind after a dialogue and then repeats it, she can fast forward it? The second point is Tailored Rewind, with the note rewinding one item, area, or person, but not the, and then we can't read the rest of this point. But from what we can see, I think that this will be the equivalent of Max's part-time power from the comic books. She could also rewind some objects without affecting anything else. For example, when Chloe's coffee was cold, Max could rewind only the coffee so it could be hot again. And Chloe really appreciated this coffee when she was hungover. The next point says photo jumping into the photos Max isn't in, and in the note, some success in the past, but inconclusive, possibly unsafe. We could actually try this in double exposure when Max jumped back by the owl photo. The interesting question is whether this point means literally the photos Max isn't in, or just a photo where Max isn't even around the place where it was taken. I think the first is correct, but I'm not sure. The fourth point is photo jumping into a photo and remaining there, with note, unsure of ramifications, want test. And this could actually give us answer how Max could stay after she traveled back by a photo when the inferno happened. Her power probably really did evolve, but she thinks that it is unsafe, and that's why she doesn't want to test it. But when there was no other choice, she had to try. The fifth point saying, discovering and shifting to other timelines, seems to mean that Max is aware that there might still be some other timelines, but she hasn't been able to discover them yet. And the last point, splitting the timeline in two again, with note, no plans to test, could kill Safi. And gosh, I sure hope that this is only the possible consequence and not a method how to test it. Because otherwise, what the hell, Max? So, It seems that Max and Moses are clearly trying to determine which usages of her powers are safe and which could cause catastrophic consequences. We're finally moving to the next clip, where we can play as Chloe. We're sitting in the SnappingTurtle, looking around us, seeing what we can look at, or who can we talk to. And then, suddenly, Chloe finds herself in a trouble. And to get out of it, she has to use her backtalk ability, which we know well from before the storm. Later, Rhianna tells us that all outcomes of backtalk will have an impact on how people treat Chloe. This part of the reveal show moves forward with Hannah talking about what might be the possible cause of the fire. Like, someone starting it on purpose, maybe Safi's vendetta against the school? Could it be a burst of anger from Lakeport locals? Or maybe it was a cover-up to hide something far darker? While editing this video, I noticed another important detail. This writing saying killers shows us that Abraxas might be even more messed up. Well, not sure yet whether it is about Abraxas, or maybe it could be about people with powers, but it is still serious. Alright, back to the original script. In a few short scenes, we can see Max and Chloe leaving in Chloe's car. Max being in front of a burning building, Chloe talking to Lucas, a look into Abraxas' basement, which is even more creepy than in the clips before. And that's about it from the reveal show. The last things which we can see are, for example, Hannah and Rhianna saying that they both cannot wait for us to experience this game. Then a few more clips, where the interesting ones are, for example, Max rewinding the conversation with Chloe, while also having the Abraxas mask in her inventory. We can see her with this mask in the next short clip as well. And the last, but not least...
Maybe we still stopped the... Max?
I don't think we stopped anything.
The reveal show is then ended with the info about the pre-order bonuses and the game editions, and thankfully no Ultimate Edition with the exclusive cat content or 2 weeks early access. Well, they learn at least something from double exposure. We found a great amount of info about the story in the reveal show, but there are still many more mysteries to be uncovered. For example, are Chloe's visions just a consequence from Max merging the dead world and the living world? Or are they something like flickers in comic books, when Max, traumatized by her choice to sacrifice Arcadia Bay, saw a flickers from another realities? Will we have any other connections to comic books at all? What about Tristan, who can freely travel between the multiverse? Could he make an appearance? And maybe we could even see Pixie from the High Seas band. This music band is connected to Max and Chloe in the comic books, and if Safi was going to look for people with powers, she might have found them both. And also, what about the people with powers from other Life is Strange games, like Daniel from Life is Strange 2, or Alex from Life is Strange True Colors? We didn't see them neither in the trailer nor in the reveal show. It could still be possible to see them, but nothing is guaranteed. And while mentioning True Colors, there is still some interesting and possible connection to other character which even Chloe met. I'm talking about Steph. When you look at the shop site of Life is Strange Reunion Collector's Box, you can see there, celebrate the reunion of Max and Chloe with a set that combine Max's love of photography with Chloe's new career as band manager of drugstore makeup. And the last sentence is important because we can see that Chloe became a band manager of drugstore makeup. And if you played the bonus episode of Life is Strange True Colors, or if you read Life is Strange Steph's storybook, you probably know that before the events of True Colors, Steph was a member of this band. She then left after she decided to stay in Haven Springs. So yeah, she left the band, but there is still a possibility that maybe she returned or something. We can't rule out a chance that we will meet her again, which would be awesome. So, what are your opinions about this analysis? Do you agree Or do you think something else? Or did you notice even more details that I missed? Let me know down in the comments. I will look forward to all of them. If you liked this video, I would be really grateful if you could press that like button. Also, if you missed my previous video where I analyzed Life is Strange Reunion reveal trailer, you can go check it out. Also, if you missed my first video where I tried to explain some unanswered questions from Double Exposure, why not give it a chance as well? Thanks again for watching and have a nice day.